Good evening, everybody. It's Motivation Monday, so we are going for a Q to be aid. This evening's question is by Jane, and she asked, how to kick the carb sugar for good. Did really well, then was in a stressed and emotional situation away from home, very difficult to prepare food, eat low carb, high fat, etc. Then fell back into the cravings, etc., despite feeling rubbish, and then that weight was going on, which it's an interesting question, because this one's not actually about food. This one's about what's going on in here, which I address quite a large amount in the part 2 of my book, which I've got back from my mate at work because I lent it to him. So I should have prepared this earlier, shouldn't I? Wave it about again. Yeah, my book, which is the right way around. I like that one. I use front-facing cameras. So all of the how to answer this question in the long form is actually part 2 of this book. The link is in the below. I think it's going to come out, but I can never remember where it's going to come out, but it'll come out somewhere. And the link is in there. So let's talk about the question rather than me going off and rambling and doing whatever. So how to kick the carbs and sugar for good. How you do that, I'm going to be sounding really facetious right now. You just stop eating it. It's a bit like that one I done the other day, when it's literally you just stop putting it in. Sugar acts on the brain in exactly the same way as alcohol, cocaine, heroin, any form of upper that produces dopamine. Sugar hits those same receptors as any stimulant that hits the dopamine receptors and gives us a feel-good response. And so the only way to get rid of them for good physically is to stop eating it. But that is, I'd actually say, arguably less than half of the equation. The greater part of the equation is I seriously think about changing up what's going on up here and how we think about food and treats. It's why when I see people posting, I want a low carb treat, which is a universal translation for something sweet. We have a whole bunch of stuff going on that we've been given societally about how sugar equals love. And again, I talk about that a lot in here. And how you get rid of the carbs and the sugar for good is by reprogramming your habits. Now, that's a simple thing to say, but it's not an easy thing to do. However, it's not an impossible thing to do by any stretch of the imagination. Any habit can be changed. And the way you do that is literally by consistent action. It's not by being perfect all the time. And by God, we're all human. And there is no way anyone can be perfect all the time. But by taking a consistent action towards a change, that is how you affect it. And you get support, and you get, you can put in various mechanisms that will support you through changing that habit. And again, I talk about those in the book, about how you can support yourself to make that positive change. And I would like to also help people with this change. Arguably, I think my passion's actually with what's going on up here. What you put in your mouth is incredibly important, and it does a whole manner of really wonderful things for your health. Our waistlines, our blood glucose, our insulin levels, our hormones, everything. But it's this that's going to trip us up every time. It's this that's going to make us make those non-optimal choices. And my passion is helping people like me, like you, like everyone, start to turf out the stuff that's been put in there by society, by our I'm going to call it our big people, because a lot of this comes from childhood. And it's our big people that give us our beliefs, our values, and our assumptions around how the world is shaped. And a lot of that is around how sugar is love. And some of us also get gifted with the interesting thing around, you got to eat all your food because there are starving kids in Africa, that whole scarcity mindset thing. And a lot of people that have issues with food have been gifted through various mechanisms, that scarcity, either through you've got to clean your plate because, or don't eat all of that food because you'll get fat, or you can only have so much and then we'll take it away. I've actually known that one to happen to some people, and I don't personally think that's a very good thing to parent. I'm not a parent, so I can't comment on how people parent their children, but I don't believe that one to be a good parenting strategy, actually taking stuff away from your children because you believe you're doing them good. I don't actually believe that does do them good, unless it's something that is actively like a knife or a gun or something like that. Way off topic. So how we deal with food when we are feeling happy is a completely different way of how we deal with food when we're sad. And again, that's all to do with these past values, these past emotions. And I really want to help liberate us from that. So tonight, as well as talking a little bit about changing what's up here, I want to offer you a place on my New Year, New Start program. And that's going to tackle all of this stuff. I'm going to offer it to only 20 people. And the link is somewhere in the, wherever it is. I think it's going to be up there or down there somewhere. At the moment, I see it over there, but I know that moves when I finish. Because I think me saying this is all well and good. And even you reading it in here is all well and good. But I do know that as human beings, we are social animals and we like to bond socially and help each other out. And we thrive in situations and environments when we get support, which is also a really good way of changing up here. And so I want to give 20 of you that wonderful supportive environment for 8 weeks in the new year, starting on January the 7th. Because we're going to do it for that length of time, because on average it takes 66 days to change a habit. So that's just over 2 months. And so I want to help, and I really want to enable people to get out of diet prison. I really think up here we've built these cages in our brains around treats are sweet, and we must reward ourselves with sweet things as well. That's another big one. So I want to really dig in deep with these stories, and I want to help people to get rid of them. So if that sounds like that's for you, have a click on the link. It's the second one in the thing. Of course, if you just want to buy the book, that's also great too. And the book has got, as I say, part 2 is absolutely full of the 10 keys and the 3 secrets that will help you turf those out of your brain. But if you want to get in really deep and take it to the next level with me, you might see it in a minute, Sarah, when I hit the thingy, either that or click see more. I really want, I'm so passionate about this, and I really want to help. So have a bash at that. If you've got any questions, if you want me to dig into this any further, or another Q&A topic for next week, just ping it below into the comments. It will be below for comments, and I will see you all in the group. And just remember, you are only one optimal mouthful away from success. I'll catch you later. Bye.